In every community, there are those who need our help.
Here at the Angel View Day program, we serve both community consumers and Angel View residents that have intellectual and/or physical disabilities.
When you're working with people with developmental disabilities, they have all kinds of needs. Their wheelchair needs to be on flat surface. They need to be in a comfortable setting, a stimulating setting. As a nonprofit director, we depend on the kindness of strangers.
So I came out and I met with Dave and just said, tell me what you guys need.
And I said, well, what can you do?
We started out addressing the needs of Angel View, which in walking through the older wing, a lot of the doors were just damaged. And with all these wheelchairs, they just tend to destroy the walls. So they needed to put that wainscoting on in order to protect their brand new wing. Once we were addressing the needs of the facility, we moved on outside where it was just an empty courtyard.
Joe says, well, what about this courtyard here? Well, I said, well, it's unusable. We just really can't use it for anything because it's just too hot and dusty in the summer, and in the winter it's just too bumpy and the clients can't get out there in the wheelchairs. He says, well, what if we were to kind of, make this more usable? I said, how?
That's we take from the whole catalog of things that we do for outdoor spaces like this. Well, if you've ever been in this area during the summertime, it gets hot. It gets very hot. So we didn't want to make this new outdoor day program area and then have them limited to use it only during a couple months during the year.
And then Joe steps back and says, well, now we need some shade covers. We need to make sure that in the summertime, you need to be sheltered from the sun. I said, well, amen, brother.
When we walked through the misters and we walked out in the courtyard, it was almost like going to Disneyland, for some of our consumers.
Thanks to thousands of hours of donated time through AGC Charities, Angel View residents are gaining experiences never before possible.
I'm paralyzed from the waist down, and this swing is helping me. Make me feel like I'm flying. I'm going higher.
For me to see, a young man who's been in a wheelchair, who's never been on a swing before, get to ride a swing for the first time, was wonderful.
There's something different about being outside that you can't reproduce inside. To be the recipients of such a special project is really short of a miracle.
Building community, building the future. These are our values.
I think about the first time that we wrote a $100 check, and that was the hardest check I ever wrote. And we've been writing for 30 years $1,000 checks. Lynn's been writing her own $1,000 checks for the last 10 or 15 years. But you got to start someplace.
Join the hundreds of other AGC members who make this possible.